Now, at the end of this month, the Morrison government plans to pull the plug on community TV in Australia. For Melbourne and Adelaide, this means the loss from the airways of community TV stations Channel 31 and Channel 44 after decades of broadcasting. At a time when the creative industry sector is on its knees in this country, it is hard to think of a more boneheaded decision. To be clear, this is not a budget savings measure. Unlike the ABC and SBS, community TV is not government funded. Community TV has been a training ground for aspiring broadcasters, producers, sound engineers, directors and screenwriters. It has helped launch the careers of household names like Rove McManus, Hamish and Andy and Waleed Ali, to name a few. During the COVID-19 lockdown, Channel 31 has broadcast live-to-air religious services. My Yaya and Papu have been watching the Greek service on a Sunday religiously. So why is the government shutting down community TV? And why are they doing it now? The government had scheduled to close the stations so they could sell off the spectrum to commercial interests and make some money. But now the government's own green paper says this is not going to happen before 2024, or even as late as 2026. All of which means there is now no actual reason for the closure of Channel 31 and Channel 44. And when they are switched off in 2 weeks, it will be replaced by nothing but white noise. Now, the first job of our political representatives is to do no harm. Yet the Morrison government is sleepwalking into causing great harm for no benefit. Over 1,100 volunteers, students and employees work to put community TV to air each week in Australia. And the PM and his Communications Minister, Paul Fletcher, must act immediately to save community TV, a creative gem for Melbourne and Adelaide, and an important community service. Now, Rita, they receive no funding from government, unlike the ABC and the SBS. There's over 1,100 people employed here in Melbourne putting these TV services together. Great training ground for up-and-comers, giving people their first break. And for no reason at all, it seems, the Morrison government, Paul Fletcher, the Communications Minister, is pulling the plug.
Okay, you're obviously across this and far more passionate about it than I am, but weren't they given a warning and then given an extension to become digitalised? So why hasn't that happened? Like, if they've been given a heads up, this is about to happen and this is a way to prevent it, is it a cost issue or?
No, they were scheduled to close at this time last year and they got a 1-year extension. But in the meantime, the government's put out a new position paper saying actually it has no need for the spectrum that these broadcasters are using, at least until 2024. And so the argument goes, well, if you're not going to use that spectrum, why not let the community TV stations continue to use it and give all these people a job and give all these people a leg up, which, as we both know, is very hard in the media industry, and give them a go.
But mind you, some of those names you mentioned, I don't know if that's doing your argument any good.